Greetings and welcome to Let's Play Germany! No, wait. Anyways, if I sound a bit different, it's because I'm using my headset microphone and I kinda have the feeling I'm getting a closed nose. But anyways, here's my vlog. Yes, yeah. You guys kinda wanted it, or well, I wanted to do it, and I can... Ooh, this is where I live. You can see now how Germany looks like. Germany 1960 or something. Yes, this is my garden. This is my parking lot. You can park here. Awesome. I won't do too much movement with this camera. I'm pretty glad that I got a halfway decent camera. That looks good. Into the future. And stupid camera. Wonderful. Well, I kind of wanted to do a vlog for some reason. I don't even know why myself. But yeah, vlog time. You usually talk about yourself, but I kind of asked you guys to give you some questions, and I actually got some. I'm kind of amazed. Big Fatty Plus gave me something, Alden Loco, Mr. Yao Tubo, and Victorian Robot. Well, and kinda Gilvin, she asked me to share my opinions about a certain topic that kinda interests us both. I'll do this at the end. Anyways, let's go through the questions. Big Fatty Plus, do you believe in ghosts and the occult? I don't really believe in it, to be honest. It's kinda the same with religion. Nobody can prove it that it actually works, or that they actually are there, ghosts, for example. But since the same with religion, since I'm agnostic and agnostic atheist, agnostic means that since I cannot prove it and I cannot disprove it, I say, well, I personally don't believe in it. If anybody else believes in it, more power to them. I'm not saying ghosts don't exist. I can't make such a statement because I cannot disprove something. That's kind of interesting topic, since I read some forums and blogs and whatever, and people are like, oh, it's so stupid that people say magic and stuff doesn't exist, and they should disprove it. The problem with disproving and disproving stuff is that it's easier to prove that something exists than to disprove that it doesn't exist. If somebody tells me, hey, I'm pretty sure there are two-headed hydras out there somewhere, then I can only say that's okay. I cannot disprove it. Or except we explore the bottom of the seas. Perhaps there are some 8-headed hydras down there. Who knows? I don't. Perhaps it's not possible. I don't know. Stuff like that. And it's the same with the religion stuff. Nobody can prove or disprove if anything up there exists, so it's up to believe it. I don't believe it. If somebody else believes it, that's okay for me. As long as they don't bother me with it. And it's the same with ghosts. I personally don't really believe in them, but there may be a possibility that something like this may exist. I don't believe in horoscopes because I really don't think that every day one certain aspect of life fits to every people who were born in a certain time frame in a year. Like all Aries have the same day today. Or a similar day. I don't really believe that. And I was once programming something for someone who was into number thingy. It's like you take your birthday, take the numbers, you take your name and put them into numbers and stuff like that, and then you count the numbers together, and depending on some constellations, that proves what kind of person you are. So every person who was born the same day than me is kind of like me, and I don't really believe that. I see it with my nephews. They're twins, and even after 1.5 years, both have so different personalities. Both are so different. One of them doesn't mind if his mother isn't there around, and he plays with people and stuff. And the other is like, oh, mommy, me. It's I don't believe it. Like I said, if people believe in that, that's fine for me, as long as they don't tell me that I'm wrong, because I'm not telling them that they are wrong. And I kinda expect the same from people. Do you have any scary legend or myths in the area that you live? Honestly, I don't know. I never went into this myth thing. Myths in general, yes, I'm kind of interested in them. But if we have the boogeyman around here, I really don't know. I can check it out. Wikipedia, most likely does something. I know in Bavaria they have the Wolpertinger. This is a bunny rabbit with. If you played World of Warcraft, you would know this. It's a bunny rabbit with what mooses have on their head. I don't know the word, and I don't know what the story behind this is. Any German myths around my area? Well, there's this, at least what doesn't scary comes to mind. We have the Siegfried Saga, Ring of the Nibelungs, I don't know if you call it like this. The guy who based in dragon blood and was invincible except for one area of his body, and yeah. So, no, I can't really help you there, I'm sorry. So, Elanarae, he didn't really ask me questions, he was just commenting on something, and I kind of took it as a question. A video tour of my flat? No. But mostly for two reasons. The main reason is I don't have a camera, except my webcam here, and I'm not going around with my laptop and through a flat and be like, oh, look at this, ooh, yeah. The second is I would have to tidy up, and I don't really feel like doing this. My flat isn't that interesting. I have a sofa in my room, a bed, my desk, no TV. I don't watch TV. I play Xbox games on my PC through the Dazzle. It's kind of interesting. And my kitchen is greenish. My toilet is white. I have a wet base carpet. It's not a carpet. Vorhang. I don't know. That protects the rest of the bath when you're taking a shower. Yes, I take a shower in my bathtub because we don't have a shower. We just have a bathtub. But I don't feel like taking a bath every morning when I go to work. So we're using this as a shower. We being me and my roommate. She's my best friend, and it kind of works okay. Yeah, kind of. I wasn't really scared about it. We talked a lot. I can talk about this later. Roommate. I have nothing to write down. Anyways. Are you on Steam? Yes. Elanarae. You can check me out. Any multiplayer games besides WoW? At the moment, not really. I started the MMO scene with EverQuest 1. Then, with all the expansions, I pretty much went fast through the World of Warcraft. Every time I felt like playing World of Warcraft anymore, I kind of checked out another MMO. I checked out EverQuest 2. I checked out Lord of the Rings. I checked out Warhammer. And what was this other game? It was a free-to-play MMO. Oh, I also... It was more of a childish game, but very, very hard. not a free-to-play anymore. It was another game you had to pay. It has a very strange class system, and you had to do quests to become a class. You were novice first, and it was with pogo puzzles. It was in Japanese. The graphic was really cute and really lovely, but you could fuck up your character at the beginning of the character creation. What? You only put 8 points into int instead of 9? Oh god, your character is totally useless, and I don't like games like that. I don't like them at all. And any multiplayer experience, I'm not a multiplayer type of guy outside of MMOs. I'm not in the competition field. I don't like to play against people. I prefer to play with people. And yeah, let's okay. Like I said, I tried Counter-Strike once, but it wasn't really my type of game. I actually accidentally skipped the question. See what you look like. I'm never going to show myself on camera on YouTube. Ever. The stars have to align in a certain way, and the 4 wives of apocalypse have to be riding around the sky before I decide, or I may think about it, but the main reason is that it's not like I'm like some ugly motherfucker or whatever. It's more like there are so many flamers, trolls, haters out there, and people who take a video clip on YouTube and put stuff on it, and encyclopedia dramatic. I'm pretty certain I won't be mentioned there, but still, if I were an awesome looking guy and had like muscles and whatever, then I may consider it, but I'm a normal looking guy. I don't really have something that resembles a haircut. Then the overweight thing and stuff like that, and I don't really need this. A friend of mine made a video of herself, and somebody commented that she looks like a cum slut and whatever, and if good looking people get comments like this, and I don't really want to know what not so good looking people get. Not to mention is, how do I explain this? If people don't know how to look, then they are if somebody flames me for something, then I can say, oh, well, you don't even know how I look, so how can you flame me? One person made a comment on my After Beholder video, you are the biggest pussy I have known. It's based on what? Based on my Let's Plays? What? Especially my After Beholder Let's Play. It's not like I'm afraid of After Beholder. So stuff like this just gets blocked. And as long as I can be sure that people don't know how I look, then I don't take this too personal. But as soon as I show my face on YouTube and people flame me for something, then I can actually take this personally. I don't really want to do this. There are some certain people, if they add me on Skype, I can send them a picture. If some people really want to know how I look like, they can just ask me. And yeah, I don't have this much self-esteem or self-confidence. That's the problem with me. And with Selka, for example, I think it's awesome that she does her vlogs, and if people flame her, she's like, oh well, it's your opinion, I accept that. And yeah, I don't know. Well, I kind of wish I had more confidence like her, but since I don't have it, I'm not going to show my face on YouTube. Simple as that. Mr. Yao Tubo, I kind of translated your stuff that you said in German. It was kind of hard to read. Sorry. How did gaming develop for you? Well, I kind of started at kindergarten. It's kind of interesting that you guys use the word kindergarten. Kindergarten is a German word. Children's garden. Kindergarten. Anyways, it kind of started at kindergarten, and I was near my grandmother's house there, and she always picked me up, and my uncle was still living with my grandmother at the time, and he had an Amiga. So I was kinda introduced at a very early age to the Amiga. My boss, I had an Atari, played with this, but these games, yeah, since I kinda got introduced to the Amiga first, the Atari games didn't really interest me that much. There were some fun games on them, but I was kinda used to something better, let's say it this way. And yeah, then I got my own Amiga, played a lot of them, on it. When I got into the middle school, we have a different school system in Germany. We don't have one line of schools. We have the elementary school, and then we split into 3 different schools. And I was in the middle one. Yeah. I wasn't that smart at the beginning of my life. And yeah. Yeah, then when I got into middle school, I got a Super Nintendo. But pretty fast, after 2 years, I got a PC. And yeah, mostly PC gaming from then on. I never had a Nintendo for myself. A normal Nintendo. My cousin had one. I sometimes lent it from him, but yeah, there were some good games, of course. And with my best friend at the time, he also had a Nintendo and a Genesis, so I got introduced to these consoles too. But Super Nintendo kid. I skipped the PS1. I got a PS2, but at a very late age of the PS2, which had some positive side effects that I could buy some really awesome games for a very cheap price. Anyways, then I got my Xbox, and I'm still mostly 90s PC gaming interested. That's why I do my Let's Plays, because games nowadays don't really interest me that much. The problem with games nowadays is I don't want to say they're for mass market, or dumbed down. Well, okay, they are dumbed down, but I don't know how to explain it. I don't like Dragon Age. I have the feeling RPGs shifted away from what they used to be. One YouTuber who sadly closed his account, he was called Boilerplate, he explained it the best, and RPG games aren't about a story. They aren't about dialogues, they aren't about stuff like that. They are about numbers. Your numbers versus my numbers. I have a party of 6 adventurers, carefully selected, carefully created, and I send them off against the numbers of the developers. And if I made some bad mistakes, then I get I have a problem. And that's what RPGs are for me. That's why I prefer Eye of the Beholder over Dragon Age. And what I kinda miss in RPGs is that they just tell a story, and I play a role in it. I am not the story. No, actually, I'm not sure how to explain this. I think it's silly that you can have these really evil dialogues and whatever. Most rational characters would just kill off your character if you act like that in a medieval age to them, no matter how strong you are. And I don't know, it's not fun anymore. It's just not fun anymore. I really like Dungeon Master. That's a very rudimentary story. It was just good versus evil. You have 4 characters. Deal with it. That's all the story I need. I want to play a game. Sure, a good story enhances a bad game, but a good game with a bad story, I can live with it too. The worst is a bad game with a bad story. But I take the story kind of like the game is ice cream and the story is the cherry on top. I never played a game and said, oh, I really want to experience the story in it. I never had, and I doubt I ever will. I usually, because I like the genre, because I like the setting, I didn't buy Fatal Frame because I wanted to know what happens to the Rogue Maiden, or the Shrine Maiden, or whatever maiden there is in these 3 games. I wanted to play this because it looked interesting and had ghosts in it. Yes, I mean, back to Big Fatty, I'm kind of interested in ghosts, I just don't believe in them. But I like horror stories, horror games and stuff like this. And yeah, and like I said, the gaming nowadays is, oh, what a story and blah blah blah. And people complain about Nintendo that they always have the same stories, and Zelda is always the same story. So what? Do you really want a Zelda with a dialogue tree option every time Link talks to a character? Do you really want to listen to Link's voice? I mean, really? I don't think so. And Zelda for me was just this test of skill. Nothing more, nothing less. I couldn't give a rat's ass about the stories in the Zelda games. Especially because they're always the same. And I don't... Did Mario... Was Mario such a great hit because it had such an awesome story? It was original, yes, a plumber who goes into Mushroom Kingdom to save a princess. Okay. We don't have stuff like this today. Well, kind of set the premonition. But, oh, I'm kind of contradicting myself. Deadly Premonition. Whereas Deadly Premonition was really the only game that I bought because of the story. Because I was interested in this. And because people said it's better than Heavy Rain, and I kinda agree with them. But yes, that's the core element of Deadly Premonition. That's what I said. A good story can make up for a bad game. And gaming-wise, is Deadly Premonition really bad? That's what I would call really a B game, like a B movie. Is the game itself is horrible. What do? You run around, you drive around, you shoot monsters, always the same 4 monster types ever. And the only thing that really keeps me on playing this game is the story. But if this game had a very boring story like Resident Evil or something, I wouldn't play it. I would have said after 3 parts, guys, this game is fucking boring me out of my mind. Go away. I don't know how you could make this gameplay more interesting. I kinda like survival horror games, but with Deadly Premonition, it's always the same monsters. You don't really have to do puzzles or something. At least not that much. There are some puzzles. But like I said, what I liked about Resident Evil, the searching aspect, looking for stuff and slowly advancing through the houses or through the basements or laboratories and stuff like that. And yeah, that's what Resident Evil was about. Deadly Premonition is just about go from A to B. I kind of feel like I don't need to be here to play this game. Anyways, sparking idea of the wonderful world of gaming. I have no idea what idea for me. I don't know. Reduce the amounts of texts I have to read. That's what I really don't like with Dragon Age. It bores me out of my mind. I decided to play it a few weeks ago. I created a mage and I didn't even got out of the first part. Because it was just so fucking boring. I watched someone from that guy with the glasses play Shin Megami Tensei. I don't know which one. It took him 2.5 hours of intro, of running around talking to people until he had his first fight. Guys, I'm playing a game. My sparking idea of the wonderful world of gaming is go back to gaming and not about trying to be like books or movies. Go back to gaming. I want to play a game. If I want to read a novel, I read a novel. If I want to play a visual novel, which is a game, and I play a visual novel. But stuff like Fallout just bores me out of my mind. It's horrible. I'm sorry. You run around and oh, it's boring. Other people running around. I'm not showing it on camera. The best time for gaming, early PC, not the early PC era, but PC era during my time, when I got introduced to it. It was still this area of small developers can actually make a great game. Well, it kind of comes back today. I really want something to write. I want to note down the indie scene. Indie. Just keep it back of my head. The indie scene, yes, is kind of an interesting spark again that comes up in gaming. And that's what I kind of like at the earlier age of when I had started with PC gaming, that 3-4 people who had a good idea made a game, and it was possible to do this. A few years ago you couldn't do this because people were expecting more. People expect way too more for games. It was Killzone. I think it was Killzone 3 trailers, and people were complaining that it kinda looked still like the Killzone 2 graphics, who were, in my opinion, still awesome. I never played it, I just watched videos of it. And that's the stuff that kind of bothers me with gaming. People complain that video games are so expensive and you really need to make a hit, and people are always milking out the same franchises again. Well, you guys are responsible for this, because you guys always demand more, and better graphics and blah blah blah. Graphics don't make a game. Really, I really need to do something. I'm getting a pencil. You can watch this here. You are back. I'm not pausing. No. The pen is mightier than the sword. Okay, I have something to write down. There. Roommate. Indie games. And World of Warcraft. And the last big topic of Gilvin. Oh, this. Anyways. Yeah, like I said, the problem is people always demand better graphics, better stuff. Take Might and Magic, for example. Yes, I was kind of, when Might and Magic, the newer-ish games like 6, 7, 8, 9 came out, I was like, the graphics look so horrible, and I don't want to play them. But nowadays when I look back is, who cares about graphics? No, really, who cares about graphics? These games have like hundreds of hours of gameplay in them. And yeah. No, people are supposed to think doing. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. I kind of wish people could go back to enjoying all the graphics more. Or if video game companies they could make a graphic engine and it stays for the next 3 years or something. So they can invest in a good graphics engine, a workable graphics engine, and perfect this and make games like the Unreal Engine. I have no idea why people were always flaming, oh, all the games look the same, everyone uses the Unreal Engine. Well, it saves the producers a lot of time and money. They could actually put this time and money they save there, well, which they mostly won't do, but still, into developing better games, more interesting games, and not like just shooter. Oh, let's do Oblivion with its 5 billion samey-looking dungeons and 5 monster types or whatever this game has. 1 second. Anyways, well, that's what's Mr. Yatubu. Victorian Robot. Oh, she asked me some interesting questions. What was your biggest LP accomplishment so far? Interpret as you like. I think my biggest accomplishment is that I have the worst subscriber video, uploaded video rate ever on YouTube. I think I'm really the only one who has like 4 times the videos than I have subscribers. But biggest accomplishment so far is that I actually finished Icewind Dale without punching a baby in the face. Yes, that was kind of my biggest accomplishment so far in gaming, in my Let's Plays. I really hated that game at the end. Whoa, really, there's hate and there's Icewind Dale. Which LP surprised you the most when it comes to viewer response? What did I expect to be great but did poorly and vice versa? I wouldn't say I expected it to do poorly, but I'm still kind of amazed about the 7th guest and the 11th hour, because from all of my Let's Plays that I did, that are now for my first Let's Plays, these 2 Let's Plays are the only ones who get regular views from people. And I think the introduction or the disclaimer and intro of 7th Guest has 4,000 viewers. That's kind of more than I have on all of my Icewind Dale videos. And when I got the badge, then someone was linking to, a huge website was linking to my ending of the 11th hour, which I sadly did without commentary, but yeah. People got they got a huge boost, and these 2 Let's Plays are kind of, yeah, I was kind of surprised that people were really looking forward. They got the most comments of all of my Let's Plays. Really, people really love these Let's Plays for some reason. I don't know why they don't subscribe, but hey, can't have your cake and eat it, I guess. And yeah. What did I expect to be? And of course, a Deadly Premonition. A Deadly Premonition brought quite a few new viewers to my Let's Plays, and new people comment on my videos and stuff like this, which is really interesting. And yeah, that was kind of surprised me. What did I expect to be great? Snatcher did kind of poorly in my opinion. That's why I stopped doing it. Icewind Dale. When I announced it, people were like, "Wow, Icewind Dale, awesome!" And then I got like 2 people regularly commenting on it. This was Morak Dice and Mr. Yatubu. But yes, wait, I suffered for my sins, I guess. But yeah, Icewind Dale, that was really the biggest mistake in my playing career. I really regret playing this game. Now we get into personal life. Ooh. What's your personal life like? Boring. Well, it's boring for other people. For me, it's okay. At the moment, I'm like working, coming home, chatting with my best friends, all 3 of them, and that's kinda it. Weekends, I'm mostly spending time recording my Let's Plays, and yeah, I kind of feel okay about it. Could be different, but it's not like I have to feel the need to change anything. At the moment I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of happy that I have a job and stuff like this. Dating any girls or like any girls currently? I will answer this question. I kind of first I was like, I'm not sure if I want to answer this, but I kind of want to spread the word and stuff like this. I've been searching for but I don't want to say girl or partner, but let's say love interest for quite some time, and you could describe this kind of like with the Boulevard of Broken Dreams song from Green Day. um, how do I explain it the best? At the moment, I'm not really interested in dating or girls. The last girl I fell in love with was kind of took this idea and took a huge shit on it. And I'm going to tell you about this. Let's say it this way: if you tell a person for half a year, "Oh, I love you so much," and and whatever, I will never hurt you, and she knew about my past experience, who were kind of the same, then do me a favor. If you tell a person that you love him, don't sleep with your ex-boyfriend during this time. That's kind of a crappy thing to do. And that's what I kind of don't understand about relationships nowadays, if all this cheating and not being honest and whatever. Either I am in a relationship or I'm not. But I can't have kind of both. I'm not saying... it's okay if a girl tells me I don't want a relationship. That's okay. That's simple. Or I don't want a relationship with you, it's even better. My best friend, like a roommate, we had this conversation about 9 years ago. I wasn't fell in love. I don't know how to say it. In Germany we say verknallt. Boom, bombed, I don't know. It's kind of free state of in love. In love is this hard and emotional way, and the pre-state is kind of like, I'm kind of interested in her, and I'm pretty sure I could feel in love with her, something like this. And I talked with her about it, and she said, "I'm sorry, Daniel, but you're not my type." Voila. Wonderful. I couldn't live with her if I wouldn't know this. If I was thinking every time, oh, perhaps I could have a chance. No, it's just. In all these 9 years, she kind of grew like a little sister on me. And that's what I see in her, a little sister. You don't sleep with your little sister. And, yeah. And then, like I said, at the moment I'm not really interested. There's a girl I kind of like, but that's complicated. I'm not going to explain this in the first this video, just in case you may watch it. Which I doubt, it doesn't watch on Netflix, but still. Other than that, is at the moment I'm kind of happy with how it works out. Not going to the also private life, but yeah, considering this is the last girl was not the fourth in a row who kind of did this stuff. All this, oh, I'm so in love with you, and then the things you don't do. I would never. Every time, that's my problem. In Germany we say zweigleisig fahren, riding two. What are train roads? Riding on two train roads. It's kind of hard to explain. If I fell in love kind of with a girl and stuff like this, then she's the only one. And I don't, even if I'm not together with her, because it just, I have these feelings and they aren't responded yet, or I haven't talked with her about it yet, then I still have only this one person that I'm in love with. And I don't look like, oh, let's see, I kind of try to get like 5, and perhaps one of them may reply. And I don't like it. I wouldn't want to do it myself, if it happens to myself, which it did. And I kind of treat people like I want to be treated, and yeah, I just think you don't do this. It's simple. I don't know, I think it's a crappy thing to do with people. One was like, oh, I'm so in love with you, and she kind of said it to 5 other people. It was fun when I found out about this. And another was like, oh, here, and kinky stuff, whatever. But 2 weeks later, oh, I'm kind of together with him now. And I'm like, what? What? Yes. I don't know. Just be honest. That's what I always say to people. Just be honest. If you're not interested in someone, or just plain out tell me, well, Daniel, I'm kind of interested in you, but I'm also interested in him. Then I at least know what to expect. Or I know what's up. But all of this, oh, you're the only one for me, and bullshit. I don't like dishonest people. I'm kind of honest person, myself. I never said I was never dishonest with someone or something, but still. But yeah, that's why I don't really like to talk about my personal life in Let's Plays. That's why I kind of separate the Let's Playing and vlogs. Because sure, if I have a boring part, the Let's Play, I try to talk about stuff that does happen in my life, but that won't bore people. I'm honest with you. If I watch a Let's Play, I don't really want to listen to someone rambling about how his girlfriend left him, or he's doing a diet at the moment, or stuff like this. Honestly, it doesn't interest me. If he does a vlog and talks about it, it's okay, because I choose to watch this vlog. But if I want to play a Let's Play, I want to be entertained. I want to, kind of like TV, I don't want to hear about other people's problems. I don't want to hear about other people's, what they're doing at the moment. I don't mind about some background information, but I don't care if you fucked 3 girls last night, or if you are doing a diet at the moment. It doesn't really interest me, so no. Keep this to vlogs. That's fine with me. Job aspirations. I'm kind of glad that I have a job at the moment. It took me 8 months to find one, and I don't have any aspirations. I'm a modest person. I'm glad I have a job. It's well paid. I can't complain about that. And it's not like I have to be like, oh, in 5 years I see me as the vice boss of this company and blah blah blah. No. The company I'm in, you can't really say that you have a lot of stairs to climb. We are kind of like, it kind of feels like most people are equal. Sure, I don't feel like I'm on the same level as the people who give me my work issues. Or my boss, for example, they have a lot more experience than me. But when it comes to decision making and stuff like this, I'm kind of on the same level. And then if I make a good decision, then they say, okay, then that sounds good, we do this. If I make a bad decision, they say, then we'll not really. Yeah, that's okay. Stuff like that. So no big job aspirations. I always wanted to work in a smaller company. I never wanted to be like EBM and be like programmer 5235 or something. And no. Any upcoming vacations? No. I'm not a vacation type. I don't look at my balcony. That's all I need. It's kind of nice here. I can enjoy it. I should really get out more often. And yeah, I once went with a girl I like to vacation for 3 days at the Bodensee. It's a huge lake in Germany. But the drive to was horrible. It was long. So this day was kinda wasted because I just slept a lot. And then we went out. It was raining all the time, and most of the time we watched TV. She was going to the spa mostly and stuff like this. And I don't need to pay a lot of money to sit in a hotel and watch TV. The weather is bad. And I'm not really that interested in most other cultures. It's not a culture thing, it's just like, A, I don't like to be around people, and B, I don't have to be there. Sure, it would be interesting to see the pyramids and stuff, but when I think about all the heat and the travel there, and my parents are always telling me about their travels, and I'm like, I think it's kind of better to just sit at home and type pyramids in Google and watch the images there. It's a lot less stress for me. And vacation shouldn't be stress. My vacations are usually, I'm going to buy something here so I can lay down. Then I would just relax and enjoy the sun. That's how I usually spend my vacations. Even in hotels, my parents always, when I was younger, of course, my parents always took me to France, and I usually just wanted to stay at the hotel, go to the swimming pool, go to the beach, relax. And they are like, oh, we have to check out this and this city and that city and wander around. And my mom couldn't really walk around good at this time. She still can't because of her back problems. And it was always like, I'm in the heat, and I'm like, oh, my father, like, my muscle, and this wasn't a vacation for me. This was horrible. So what kind of what would interest me is England. I want to see England. I once went to Scotland to visit my, well, not at this time, ex-girlfriend. Yes, I actually had a girlfriend once. And yes, she was in Scotland, Edinburgh. I kind of miss her. Oh. Anyways, but my mom was like, "Oh, you didn't visit? You visited Edinburgh and you didn't walk around?" No, Mom, I was visiting my girlfriend. I didn't visit England. I didn't visit Scotland. I didn't visit Edinburgh. I visited my girlfriend. I had other things to do than walking around Edinburgh, to be honest. But still, and yeah, stuff like that. I'm not a vacation type. Like I could imagine going to England or Great Britain once, watch Stonehenge, stuff like that, and the landscape there. But I'm not one of these. Oh, I have to go to the Ballermann. I don't know if you guys know this in Mallorca. Huge bar and drink, and get drunk and fuck around and stuff like that. It's not my type of vacation. When did you first learn English? At school. We learn English at school nowadays earlier, even at elementary school, but usually start at the start of the middle school, as I explained. We started learning English there. So yeah, Germany, you learn English. Everyone learns English. You can choose later to learn French too, or other languages depending on what's available. But yeah, every pupil in Germany has to learn English. Was it difficult? Kinda. I wasn't that good at school, to be honest. I don't know why. I didn't learn my vocabularies that much, and I was kind of bad. I really learned English when I when I bought EverQuest. Simple as that. If any one of you ever wants to learn a language, get the basics from books, but then you have to live the language, speak the language. You don't learn a language, in my opinion, just from books and learning vocabularies. It's also very important that you, like I said, live the language. I played, when I was younger, most of the games I played were, oh yes, other question from earlier, I also owned a Game Boy. Yeah, totally forgot about this. And my Game Boy games were mostly in English, and so I had to learn English to understand them. So this is getting the basics. I don't know, buy a game from Germany and play it and try to understand it. And if you get comfortable with this, then move on to live the language, speak the language, say the language. That's why I do my Let's Plays. So I stay in touch with the language. Because if I wouldn't do my Let's Plays, I wouldn't speak the language, and then I wouldn't forget about it, but I couldn't speak so fluently. If you watch my first Let's Play, The Uninvited, for the PC, I sound like a wig there. It sounds horrible in my opinion, and after you get comfortable with it, it's a lot easier to do, and yeah, that's where I am today. What has it been like doing up piece mainly in English? Kind of interesting so far. Like I said, it's mostly to learn the language. I don't do this to speak it fluently. I don't mind if people hear an accent, or I don't mind if I don't do the th properly, like this, whatever, this. I kind of have an S error in my speaking habits anyway, so. But yeah, stuff like that. Speaking to get comfortable with language. If I get ever to English, the problem is with this. I'm just talking to myself. Is conversation with others is still hard for me. It's okay to type, but speaking is kind of understanding the language of others, accents of others, and then responding and stuff like this. This is still kind of hard, but yeah, something you have to learn. Any big obstacles? I kind of went into this. There weren't that many big obstacles since I was kind of good at English. When I was playing EverQuest, people after 2 years, new people in the guild didn't know that I'm not a native speaker. So I was kind of good with English from the beginning. To begin with, stuff like that. Besides people giving you trouble about the accent, I'm still annoyed about it. Yeah, I'm annoyed about it too. Haters. Oh, that were the questions. Thanks for the questions, guys, girls. I'm kind of thankful for it. But now the topics I kind of wrote down, that came up in my mind. The newest one, haters. It's something I don't understand. I honestly don't understand haters. I personally don't have that many haters. Mostly because I'm not that into YouTube or that famous in YouTube. Mostly people complain about my voice. Honestly, really, my voice. I cannot change my voice. If you don't like my voice, don't watch my Let's Plays. This is such a ridiculous thing to complain about. It's like if I would do vlogs with me on camera and people say, "Oh, I don't like your red hair." Okay, fuck you. The problem with haters is I'm the total difference of a hater. I wouldn't say that I'm a lover or something, but I kinda get enjoyment by making people happy. And that's why I don't understand haters. I don't know if you guys are into the stuff of that guy with the glasses. I wouldn't say that I'm a fan of the people there, but I frequent the site a lot, and a lot of cool people there, especially Spoonie. I knew him before the guy with the glasses, or I didn't know him, but I knew about him. And he and his girlfriend split up. It was kind of a harsh thing, and he was really down. And he was on Twitter and be like, "Oh, no more videos from me for the past few weeks. Something bad happened in my life," stuff like that. For me, that's okay. I mean, LPs, yes. For me, that's okay. You can't force someone, and there were so many people on there. "Oh, you just made my day for not producing videos." "No, made my week by saying that you'll never come back." And "Oh, you Spoonie, you owe it to your fans. You have to do videos, no matter your condition. If my girlfriend breaks up with me, I couldn't say at work, I'm not coming for work for 2 weeks. I have to brood," and stuff like this. You can't compare it. If I'm down and I go to work, then I do reduced work, or I'm not working as good as I could. And he does videos at YouTube and earns money with that. Haters are for me people who are envious or something. I don't know. because someone is more famous than they or whatever. This unreasoned hate against a person. I mean, if you don't like what Spoonie does, don't watch him. Don't follow him on Twitter and always make his life miserable. And same with me. If you don't like my stuff, don't watch it. If you don't like my voice, don't watch it. If you don't like my jokes, don't watch it. I don't know what's so hard about this. The world doesn't evolve around you. And for example, it's this guy at my After Beholder Let's Play who said, "You are the biggest pussy I've ever known." What was his intention? Does he want to bother me? I just woke up, I read the message, and I'm like, okay, block user, delete message. Voila. It didn't annoy me. Sure, I'm talking about it, and perhaps he won now because I'm talking about it. But no, you didn't win. You didn't do anything. You're just an idiot. And I always say if I have nothing nice to say about someone, I say nothing at all. I watched a lot of Let's Players that were horrible, but I didn't flame them for it. I just don't watch them anymore. Sure, if somebody wants my opinion, and I give it to them, but it's constructive criticism. I tell them what I think they do wrong, and I'm telling them how to improve. Just plain out telling someone, "I hate your voice." What's the point? I don't get it. What do you want to achieve by doing this? Just being an asshole? I'm pretty sure these people like it when other people feel bad because of them. That's their enjoyment, and I don't get it. I'm a very nice person, and as far as I know, I have the feeling that being nice kind of brings you farther at life. I still believe in this. Even though I usually see the hottest girls with the biggest assholes running around, and the biggest assholes getting promotions, I not in my company, but at all, and stuff like that. But I still don't want to believe it. I still be a nice guy, and I always be like this. I always have a smile on my face. And then I walk to my company. We have a part of a bigger company. And I see other people, I greet them, I say, "Good morning," with a smile on my face, and then they suddenly brighten up, smile too, and say good morning too. If I open my door and I see someone coming, I held the door open for them. That stuff, small things, it's the small things in life, and I'm always chit-chatting, with little small talk with the guy who's behind the counter at the cafeteria, and sometimes he offers me a free cappuccino mug because he says, "Oh, you're such a nice guy." Being an asshole wouldn't give me this. I'm not doing this to get something out of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just doing this because I want to make it sounds stupid, but the world around me a better place. Just being nice to people. A few weeks ago, I found €10 lying at the front door of my apartment house. And my first reaction was I rang at the neighbor and I asked her, "Did you see someone walking past there between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. 9 a.m. because I came back from the dentist at 9 and there was no €10 laying around." And that was my first reaction. She said, "I didn't see someone there, and I wasn't out there myself. Why?" And I said, "Well, I found these €10 and kind of want to know who they belong to." That was my first reaction. I personally would have felt bad if I had taken these €10 without at least trying to get their owner. I don't know. It's just how I am. My best friend, like a roommate, always tells me that it's no wonder that I usually play a paladin in video games because I remind her so much of a paladin. I don't even know why. I guess because I'm just a nice person. Sometimes. Usually. People who watch my Let's Plays may think that I'm an asshole. It's about the last part when I get into this. And men acted like I'm a misogynist. Yes, I'm getting this in the last part. Roommate. Yes, I'm kind of happy that it works so well with my roommate. The living together. We kind of, yeah, sure we have discussions, but we didn't have a real argument so far. and I'm not a very tidy person, so there's sometimes a fork in the wash in the basin or whatever, and stuff like this kind of bothers her, but it's nothing too serious, and we don't really have a room, and I don't know, we call it WG, living community thingy or partnership, whatever. And usually people in a WG or roommates, they do stuff together and whatever, and we aren't like this. We talked about this, and everyone, both of us agreed, we want our own space. We don't want one of the others always hanging around in the other's room and like, hey, there was my screensaver, and always talking and blah blah blah. No, if I come home from work, I don't want to talk to anybody, and one of the reasons why I have the feeling I'm not really a relationship person is that I kind of want my own space. My best friend male friend has a very lucky guy. He has a girlfriend who is happy just being in the same room with him, and she doesn't mind if she's hanging around in his room. He plays World of Warcraft, she plays World of Warcraft a bit, not together, they are on different servers and stuff. But yeah, they're happy. It makes them happy, and they do stuff together, of course. But it's okay if they don't hang on to each other all the time, and that's what I wouldn't say scares me, but would bother me, kinda. In a relationship, always having some. If my partner always wants to be with me all the time, even if we're in the same room, we have to do something together all the time and watch TV together and do like this together. No, you read a book over there, I play video games over there, and then we can do. That's okay. No? Stuff like this. That's kind of indie games. I kind of went into this. I don't know why I wrote it down. Yes, I kind of like that indie games are coming up and people are going back to the gameplay overall thing, because it really bothers me that, like I said, people think that the graphics make a game. Graphics don't make a game, and it's a good gameplay that makes a game, in my opinion. When it comes to me to World of Warcraft, yes, I wrote down World of Warcraft. I hate people who always always complain about World of Warcraft graphics. Let me tell you something. Do you want to know why World of Warcraft is one of the reasons why World of Warcraft is such a huge success? Because it even plays on 5 to 6 year old PCs. That's its success. That's what makes it so successful, in my opinion. One of the reasons, because I read a documentary about this, and some people, they said that in the US most high-end PCs in the for a normal PC gamer wouldn't even work as a mail server in Germany. I don't know if this is true, so don't flame me for it, I just read it, that Germany kinda has higher standards when it comes to their gaming hardware. But yeah, that's why I really hate it when people complain about this. I mean, what makes a game successful? Playability, accessibility, being able to play it. I played a lot of other games with my older PC next to World of Warcraft, like EverQuest 2. I was talking about EverQuest 2 the first time. EverQuest 2, it felt kind of sluggish playing it, even if I put everything down. EverQuest 2 came out at the same time as World of Warcraft. And Warhammer, I couldn't really play Warhammer. I could not play Warhammer. It was playing like shit on my PC. And the graphics, in my opinion, didn't even look that much better. That's the sad thing. And yeah, and like I said, I always hated when people always bash World of Warcraft just for bashing World of Warcraft. If you don't like World of Warcraft, more power to you. Don't play it. But don't bother me again. Always, oh, Age of Conan is so much better than World of Warcraft. Yeah, yes, then why are just 200,000 people in the whole world playing Age of Conan? Because it's so awesome? I don't think so. I'm not playing this player cards, but Age of Conan sold 1 million copies, if I remember, at the beginning, and only 200,000 stuck with it. I could buy Age of Conan for €7 and get a free month. And I don't want to, because I only heard bad things about it. Oh, this has awesome graphics. Good, nobody's playing it. Sucks to be you, huh? Or if people are like, oh, I'm playing this new MMO, Rift, and it's so much better than World of Warcraft, and then they show me video, and then they do videos about it, and wow, look, it's awesome. It looks like World of Warcraft. It looks like World of Warcraft with slightly better graphics. Graphics I don't even like. You do the same shit. The only role-playing game where MMO that I would say that seems to be kind of different, seems to be Star Wars Galaxies. But if an MMO producer says we are removing the grind out of massive multiplayer online games, that's like saying we are removing the jump button out of a jump run. MMOs are about grinding, slowly achieving a goal. That's what an MMO is about. Playing together with friends to achieve a goal, not immediately, not in 1 week, but slowly over time. That's what an MMO is about. Simple as that. You can't have an MMO without grinding, in my opinion. Or you kind of invent a whole new genre of MMOs, but at the moment, no. And every game people said, oh, and was so much better than World of Warcraft, they all failed horribly. I played a lot of them. I kind of liked a lot of them. I really liked Lord of the Rings Online. Lord of the Rings Online was really enjoyable. But it was boring after some time. Because leveling was really slow. It was too much grind. Yes, you can have too much grind. But you need to have grind. And just playing with 2 people was kinda sluggish. And that's the good thing about World of Warcraft. You can even play it alone. I hated it in EverQuest. I started EverQuest as a warrior. And when I was killing stuff alone, I killed something, I was down to almost no health, and then I had to sit around for half an hour to regain my health back to full. Half an hour. That's why I decided to play a necromancer. Because they could solo. And that's what World of Warcraft is good about. Sure, the community in World of Warcraft is crappy, and I quit World of Warcraft multiple times because the endgame content kinda ranges from what the fuck to halfway decent. And I'm not saying that World of Warcraft is the best game ever made. I enjoy playing it, yes, I enjoy playing it. At the moment I'm leveling up a rogue, and perhaps I'm losing PvP. I'm finally getting into this competitive RPG, PvP stuff. But you can't tell me that the Rift is any different than World of Warcraft. And the good thing about World of Warcraft is I never had that many complaints about it. I played Warhammer, like I told you. I was playing with my best friend. We were both playing, I think it was some witches or something, so kind of like the woke class for the evil side. And we were playing all Friday. I was still unemployed at the time, I was still studying, I don't know. And we played for 12 hours straight. Yes, we did quite a lot of levels. And at the end of Friday, the server crashed. And we said, okay, well, it's a good time to stop now. And when I logged on the next morning, all my levels were gone. All of my levels were gone. His levels still remained the same. So he was like level 15 and I was level 5. And I was like, what the fuck? I lost 12 hours of game time because the server crashed. I was contacting a game master some Saturday, and I played another character. I didn't touch the character, we lost the levels, I played another character with him. The whole Saturday, again 12 hours. Yes, if I play an MMO, I play an MMO. I played for long hours. And no game master response. Do you know when I got the response? At 3 AM in the morning. Oh, we weren't able to contact you in-game. I was online for 12 hours, you fuck. Yeah. And well, we can't really help you there. What? You can't restore my character? Ever heard something about log files? Ever heard something about... I think the most time I lost in World of Warcraft after server crash was 5 minutes, not 12 hours. And stuff like this. And this is what's World of Warcraft kind of around in this thing. Sure, it has its problems. Well, it doesn't have that problems. It's accessible. People on older consoles can play it. Stuff like that. Older PCs can play it. Stuff like that. And this is what makes World of Warcraft World of Warcraft. That's what makes it so successful. Blizzard never reinvented the wheel. They took something and made it better. They took EverQuest and made it better. And that's what people liked. If you want to beat World of Warcraft, you have to take World of Warcraft and make it better. Simple as that. Don't make it better graphic-wise, so only 5% of World of Warcraft's population can actually play the game, but improve. That's simple. Or you make a niche game and don't be a competitor to World of Warcraft. The worst thing nowadays an MMO producer can say is, we are going to kill World of Warcraft. They won't. They won't. The only thing that kills World of Warcraft is World of Warcraft itself. Anyways, this is my gripe about graphics, video games. Graphics, like I said, don't make a game. No? It's so simple. LPs. I kind of combine LPs now with the last topic. Okay, the last big topic now, I'm still not done yet. Gilvan asked me about my opinion on feminism. I have to choose my words now really careful so I don't get too much hate. Before I mention anything, I agree with the core of feminism. Equal rights for men and women. That's a good thing. I support that. That's fine. That's okay. That's super. I even go farther and say equal rights for every person in this world. No matter your race, no matter your gender, no matter your religion, no matter your personal beliefs, no matter your hair color, no matter anything. Equal rights for everyone. No? Okay. Gilvan and I always talk about feminism because I got introduced to feminism by some people at YouTube who acted like I'm a misogynist, who said my Let's Plays are offensive against women because I use the word bitch a lot in my Let's Plays. And I'm like, okay. That's your opinion. That's what, if you watch my favorite list, there's this comedian, Steve Hughes, I think is his name, and watch the video, Steve Hughes offended. Just because you are, for some reason, offended by it, because you are, I say, hardcore feminist, doesn't mean that it goes for the general public or the general idea. I checked YouTube Insight and my Let's Plays are viewed by 80% men and 20% women, which I have to say is a okay ratio. I didn't expect it to be totally different. And it really hurt me when somebody said that my Let's Plays are offensive against women. At first I was shocked, I was hurt, don't want to hurt people with my Let's Plays. If anybody, if you ever felt offended by my Let's Plays, and I'm sorry about this, I don't want to hurt people. That's why, but then when the discussion went on, I am not allowed to say anything against it because I'm the privileged gender. And when I brought up the argument, well, I asked, most of my friends are female, and I asked them, and they said it's okay for them, then they have internal sexism. And then I started to raise an eyebrow. I have my own borders, let's say this way, to the next place. I have nothing against the word bitch. I personally don't see it as so offensive. I use it against men, I use it against women, in Let's Plays. It's important in Let's Plays. And in Germany, bitch has not this. A bitch for me is not a whore or a prostitute or a woman who sleeps around a lot of stuff like this. A bitch is. Watch Queen of Headless video. She said, she made an explanation how to be a bitch, and that's my opinion. That's my view of a bitch. And somebody who nags a lot and stuff like that. And yes, Queen of Atlas. The only feminist I ever had contact with that I totally agree with on her views when I chatted with her about this. And someone I can relate to when she mentions feminism in her Twitter or whatever. So she's a feminist I can live with. Since she's not she doesn't call jihad on everything if you don't fit with her views. And I got lost train of thought there. Yes, I have my borders. I try to refrain from racist jokes. I kinda nudge into this territory sometimes from time to time in my Yoshi's Island Let's Play. I think it was, I mentioned something about the black collared Yoshi eating watermelon, and I was like, I'm not going to comment on this, kind of pointing out that this is kind of, it can be offensive. But if I offended somebody with this, then I'm really sorry for this. I don't try to be offensive with my Let's Plays. I have an offensive humor. Most of my humor is sex related, even in real life. Usually from friends. I don't do these kinds of humor with my co-workers or something. If you would hear a Skype call, he's be my best friend, then yes, we are totally politically incorrect in this part, but it's not like, it's not because we are racist or whatever. No, like I said, equal rights for everyone. I don't care if somebody is from what part of the world somebody is. It doesn't matter to me. Everyone is human, in my opinion. And there's this, I stumbled upon a YouTube video, the what you said and what you are discussion. I don't know. I'm not a misogynist. I say this now, I'm not a misogynist, I'm not a racist, I'm not anything negative in this part. I never called I did call a woman a slut, but that's what, back to my topic with sleeping around while you say you love someone else. I don't put people in certain areas. I'm totally different in real life than my Let's Plays. Let's say this way. It's mentioned it in my Deadly Premonition Let's Play. I don't run around and be like, ooh, look at his ass, ooh, look at this. And if a woman has a skimpy outfit or something, or skimpy clothes, and I'm not like, whoa, she's a slut and stuff like this. No, I'm not saying this. If you want to dress like this, dress like this. But if you dress like this and act like this and whatever, then I may think about this. It all depends. For me, a slut is someone who plays with other people's feelings in a very emotional and sexual way. Like saying I love you and fucking around with someone else. If I don't call a woman a slut who just likes to have her fun. If she says to everyone she has contact with, I don't want a relationship, I just want fun, that's okay. I don't call her anything, I call her a woman. A normal person. That's why I don't understand why people do act like I'm a misogynist or whatever. Every time I usually help women every time, and you can ask your woman how much I did for her, and other women I met in my life. I spent quite a lot of time with another girl during my Btw I, my kind of job education I did when I was younger, and she was really bad at programming. It was the second time she did this year because she failed because of programming, and she had to finish the school now, or otherwise she wasted 3 years of her life. And I told her that I'm good at programming, I can help you. And I brought her up from a 5 to a 3 in programming. So she passed the school. And she went on, and now she's a Master of Law. Programming was just not her thing. She wasn't stupid, I didn't think she was stupid. I felt like I needed to help her. That's what I did. And now she didn't waste 3 years of her life, and she's a Master of Law now. Stuff like that. Of course I would do the same if it was a guy. So it doesn't, I was just not like, oh, but I'm not prejudiced or anything. I'm not saying, oh, all women are bad at math. No, I studied with women who were better at math than me, so I can't even say this. But what I can say is, from my experience, that more women come to me and asking me math-related questions because they have problems with that. So that's what I can say. It's my own experience, but I'm not judging or not saying every woman is like this. No. Perhaps most guys I know are bad at math too, but I just don't want to admit it. I want to ask, well, that's the same. And but what bothers me about feminism is all this, I don't know, just this cherry picking. Usually if I want to get rid of a feminist, I'm usually like, okay, so you are about equal rights for men and women. So what's your opinion on forced military service for women? Usually I get a block after this. Don't get me wrong, I'm not for forced military service. I don't know if you can call it forced military service. At least in Germany you have to do 9 months of military education if you're a man and you're not married and you don't have children. Or other stuff, like I didn't have to do the military service because of my overweight. They said, you are not fit enough to do this, we don't want you. I think they are removing this from the so not every guy has to do this. But the other option would be to work for 9 months in a hospital or something, or do some community work. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. I'm just saying that this is just something in Germany guys had to do. And the military service is okay. But, if you want equal rights, you want equal rights. What about families that split up? Who usually gets the rights to raise the kids? The woman. The man usually has no chance in getting this. And stuff like this. So you want equal rights, okay, you get this privilege taken away from you. I'm not saying that the men have it so hard in their life. I can understand feminism. I can understand that there sometimes there is a discrepancy or whatever you call it between men and women in the way they earn wages. I'm not going into much detail about this. I'm not saying it's not like this. I'm pretty sure that some companies pay a woman less than a man. But I read an article about this, and one personal manager said it, why should he, if he is allowed by law or by anything to pay a equally educated woman less than an equally educated man, then why should he hire the man? These statistics are usually screwed up because most women I know, or most, only work part-time, with family, or whatever. And I'm not sure why they do. I'm not. Like I said, I have to work carefully. Think of words carefully. I'm not saying that the woman has to look after the children and stuff like this. It's just like it is. What the fuck? What's this? You hear this? Crazy. Anyways, I'm not saying that the woman has to look after the children. Most women wants to look after the children after they born the children. It's kind of in their nature. But if I meet a girl and she earns more money than me, and we have a child, then I wouldn't have a problem with staying at home if she earns more money. It's, for me, it's logical to do this. If the man earns more than the woman, and the woman wants to look after the children, then it's okay for her. If that's how I would handle this. If like I said, if I marry someone and we have a child and she's okay with, and she says, if you want to look after the children, you can look after the children, and I look after the children for 3 years, and I don't work, and she works if she earns more money. It's simple. And I don't see a problem with that, and stuff like this. And like I said, my main problem with feminism, what I read about, is the feminism destroys itself at the moment. That's what I see. That's my opinion about this. Because I see one feminist writes something and mentions the word slut, and other feminists harp on her. Oh, you mentioned slut. Oh, women should dress like they want, blah blah blah. And there is no. They are not united. United we stand. That's what. For a few days ago was World Women's Day, and because of the women who stood together and demanded equal rights. They wanted to vote. They stood together. There was no, oh, we just want to vote for this and this. No, they wanted to vote. They stood together. They were united. And that's what I don't see at feminism, because, like I said, I asked most of my friends, do you have a problem with me saying bitch in my Let's Plays? And they say no. They have internal sexism. What's this? I kind of compared with racism, for example. I'm pretty sure every black person is offended if somebody even mentions a Let's Play the N-word. And that's something everyone is. They are united again with this. Stuff like this, I don't know how to explain it properly, is that what I see in feminism is educate. You need to educate people. You need to educate people and say this is wrong because, but don't go overboard with it. Don't get too emotional. I only had, like I said, with Queen of Headless, a rational discussion about feminism. Well, it wasn't a discussion, I was just asking her point of view on these things. And like I said, if you want equal rights, you want equal rights. Most feminism I read or talked about or heard about were like, it's okay for them to see half-naked men in advertisements, but it's not okay to see half-naked women in advertisements because that's objectifying. And what's it with the man? When I asked her, what about men, is that objectifying? Well, they've been doing it for years now, so it's their turn. So it was kind of like this. And I'm like, what? You can't just say, oh, it's our turn now to be the dominant race and you guys are our bitches now. You either want equal rights or you don't want equal rights. Equal rights means equal rights, not like women supremacy or whatever. Supremacy or whatever you have to call it. And this is, like I said, I draw my lines. I have my own opinions, I have my own borders. I draw the line at Kant. I once said the word cunt in my let's play, and I immediately say sorry for it, because for me that's a word, it's really bad. And I don't want to say it even in a let's play. In German it's a bad word, and in English it's a bad word. That's where I draw the line. And if you have a problem with that I draw the line a bit farther away than you draw your line, then don't watch my let's plays. But don't come to me and say that I'm a bad person. You have your opinions. You can have your opinions. But I have mine. And I stick to mine. I would never, if somebody says the word cunt in a let's play, I would never call him out for this. Because most of the time I don't care about this. But let's say the word Nazi. I make jokes about this. My Mega Man soccer, Alec Man, has kind of this strange gesture when he introduces himself, and I make a Nazi joke. And I have no problem with that. I have no problem with people harp on this. So it always depends. I always say it always depends. If somebody comes up to me and calls me a Nazi, then I'm offended. But take Yahtzee for example. In one of his let's plays he said, "Oh, this is how Nazi Germany was created," and I thought it was funny. It always depends. Don't let's if you say, grow up, be an adult, act like an adult. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words cannot really hurt me. And if you are really that offended by words, by simple stuff like that, like just the word bitch, even if it's not even directed at you, then I can't really help you. Oh, they're collecting paper and stuff over there. Awesome. Then I really can't help you, and don't come to me and complain about it. Like I said, if I overstep my own borders, if I make a racist joke, and someone comes, "Hey Daniel, this racist joke you made, it was really over the top," then I say, "Okay, yes, you're right, I'm sorry about that. And I will never do it again, and I'm really sorry about this. I'm even sorry that I offended people, but I'm not going to change. I'm not like other let's plays. Let's take Kikoski for example. He never swears in his let's plays. I think the swear words he used in all of his let's plays can be counted on one hand. I am not like him. If you enjoy let's plays like him, like his more, fine. Be my guest. Watch him, not me. But don't complain about me, because if I start doing this, if I say, okay, some feminist somewhere is offended by the word bitch, I won't use the word bitch again. And the next time somebody comes, a Christian, "Oh, you use the word damn is against God, you are not allowed to say the word damn anymore. And you're not allowed to say the word fuck anymore, and you're not allowed to say anything anymore," and really, they have to bow down to everyone. Where do we draw the line? That's what I want to know to people. Where do we draw the line? If you suddenly say, okay, you're not allowed to say this and that anymore, where do we draw the line? At the lowest point, so we are not allowed to say anything anymore? I can tell you, this is not a good thing. One thing I also refrain is what I do with feminism is rape jokes. I don't do rape jokes how I see that it's a rape joke. I don't make fun of rape, in my opinion. I made a disclaimer about before Deadly Premonition that there may be scenes that imply a rape of women or something. It's not shown there. But if you are offended by this, then yes, don't watch, carry on watching. But when I say stuff like this game is so hard, it rapes you up the bum, then I don't see it as a rape joke. I just use the word. It's just a word. If you put a G in front of it, it's a fruit. It's just a word. It needs to be in context. And just because the explanation was like, yes, because of perhaps a woman who was raped recently watches this let's play and this triggers an emotion. and things like that. I can understand this. I've never been in this position, and I hope I never am. I never know someone personally who will ever be in this position. But if this triggers something, that other things may trigger stuff like this too. Then I'm not allowed to play a driving game because somebody lost his family in a car accident. It may trigger something if I make a car accident joke. Or I say fire in the hole and some Vietnam veteran goes nuts about this. And I don't know. I don't want to dig a hole for me in here, but I'm just saying I wouldn't put down the act of rape. I don't make fun of this. It's a horrible thing, and everybody who does that should be sent to the fucking sun and shot afterwards and stuff like this. But the word itself, it's just a word. Sure, when I made up the disclaimer of deadly premonition, I had in my favorite box White Kids something, the Grapist, grape. And I thought it was funny. It was a funny flick. I just removed it from my favorite box because I think people may say that I'm a hypocrite. But like I said, there's a difference between me or playing down rape, like in an article. If like, oh, she dressed up like this, that's not okay. Nobody dresses up like this and wants to be. If I put a target circle stuff on the back of my t-shirt, then it doesn't mean that I want to be killed or something, or it's okay to kill me. It's a crime, and it stays a crime, and it will ever be a crime, no matter how. Even if a naked woman sits in front of you and says, no, I don't want to have sex with you, then even then it's not okay. It's never okay to do anything like this. But the word itself is just a word, and if somebody uses the word in a not too harsh context, then I don't see how it's a bad thing. But it's just my opinion. If somebody disagrees with me, then it's okay. I accept that. Stuff like this I can accept, but I cannot accept that it's so offensive to use the word bitch in a let's play. And it always have to, everything has to be in relation to anything. And I lost my train of thought there. Relation to anything. Yes, don't get too emotional because of this. The directions are always say, well, if you use the word bitch in a let's play, you put down women. You say it's okay to using women is you put them down and blah 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 and stuff like that. I'm a let's player in YouTube. My videos have an average view of 100. There are 100 people in the whole world who watch my videos. Most of them, 20% of them are women, so they won't even get offended by it. So there are 80 guys on average per video in the whole world who sit there, and from the comments I get, most of my regular commentators, all of them are pretty smart people. So I'm pretty sure they say, they won't sit there, oh, Elanarae called this woman a bitch, I'm going to beat up my girlfriend now. I'm pretty sure nobody's going to act like this. And if you do, then let me know so I can come over to you and kick you in the ass. But I don't know, it's just, this hypocrisy of most people bothers me when it comes to feminism. This cherry picking bothers me when it comes to feminism. Like I said, the core essence of feminism, equal rights for everyone, for men and women, is a good thing. I 100,000% support this, but don't go overboard with it, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Or at least, if you go overboard with it, don't bother me about it, because for me, actions speak louder than words, and just because I say bitch in a let's play doesn't put down everything else I made or make for women. Like, if one mentions they're sad in Twitter and I know them, then my first reaction is send them a message on Skype, send them a message on YouTube, trying to cheer them up, asking what's up. Can I make your life happier? That's my first reaction when I see them and I'm gonna say, can I make your life happier? And I'm honestly honest, I don't think so. Whoa, I almost talked for 2 hours now. I kind of put a video and told it that it should stop at 2 hours, so yes, I talked quite a lot. I will upload this in one part, or one whole video. If you disagree with me, then you can disagree with me. And so I kind of wanted to say this for Let's Plays. Constructive criticism is a good thing. And I have nothing against a constructive discussion. You can share your opinion, that's okay. I will, depending on how you share your opinion, I will react to it differently. If your reaction to my opinion is you are a stupid misogynist and I hate you for life, then I will block you. If you say I have to disagree with your point there because, and then you bring up valid points, then I have no problem with discussing this with you. Just keep it civil. That's what people, I think, kinda forget how to do in discussions. A good discussion. Tolerance. I kind of wanted to talk about tolerance. Let's have 20 minutes. Let's talk about tolerance quick. That's what a lot of people also have to learn, tolerance. If somebody doesn't bother you directly with it, then I would suggest that tolerate his opinion and don't bother him with it. I'm an agnostic atheist. I don't believe in God. It's the atheist part of me, and the agnostic part of me says there's no way so far that mankind can prove or disprove the existence of God. That's my point of view, and I stay at this point of view. There is a lot of very good explanation, scientific explanation, stuff like this. If you believe in God, then I have no problem with that. You can believe in God as long as you don't bother me with it. And this is what the tolerance part comes. Take me and Gilvin, for example. Me and Gilvin are also best friends. Yes, we are no couple or anything. Some people suggested at this point, no, we never met. She has a boyfriend and we are not in love with each other. We are just best friends. So I'm an agnostic atheist, and she studied theology. And she's a believer. She believes in God. So how does this work? How can an agnostic atheist and a believer in God be best friends? Because we don't bother each other with it. We had some hefty discussions about this topic, some hot-headed discussions, but we agreed to disagree. I don't try that she loses her belief, and she doesn't try to make me a believer. We sometimes discuss these things, like my point of view, her point of view, how this points out, and that's what people kind of have to learn. Sure, like I said, if somebody is in YouTube like, in my opinion, women should only stay in the kitchen and they shouldn't work, and their only purpose in life is to be fucked and please the man, then it's fine. It's really okay if you flame this person and call him an idiot. You totally have my support, but don't annoy people who are at your side, kinda, because of little things, in my opinion. And that's what tolerance is about. That's why I never went well with feminists I met on YouTube, because of my sex-related jokes. I wouldn't even call them sexist jokes, but I usually like innuendos or double meanings. and stuff like this, and they always flamed the wood. And it was always like walking on eggshells, and I hate it when I have to walk on eggshells. And I don't know. And like I said, tolerance for me is if you tolerate something that's against your beliefs. And I will reword this. My moral belief system is something I made up for my own. And like I said, for me, every person is equal, is the same. No matter their gender, no matter their religion, no matter their race, if you can call it race, I don't know a better word, you know what I mean, I don't mean it in a racist way. Or sexual orientation or whatever. I have nothing against gay people or homosexual people. They are normal people for me who yes, like the same gender than they are. I don't see anything wrong with this. And because I don't see anything wrong with it, I don't have to tolerate them. Because if I say, oh, I tolerate heterosexuals, then I also have to tolerate, yes, that's kind of my point. If I have to say I tolerate homosexuals, then I also have to say I tolerate heterosexuals. For me, there's nothing to tolerate. For me, there's nothing to tolerate because they are normal people for me. I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with, well, take feminism for example. I don't see anything wrong with men who dress up as a woman. That's okay. I personally wouldn't do it myself, but if somebody does it, I don't interpret anything in it. It's okay for me if they want to do this. If they don't feel comfortable in their body, most people don't understand how it is. If they don't feel comfortable in their body or in the way they dress or whatever, then I am not allowed to judge them. Nobody's allowed to judge anyone about anything, except they do something bad. I always say, as long as nobody is harmed in the process, do whatever you want. Like, as long as nobody, or at least no normal person is harmed. If you, of course, people who are men who dress up like women offend Christians or religious people or stuff like that, but the fanatics, not everyone, but stuff like this, and like I said, I don't want to dig a hole. All I want is that people understand is try to be more open, try to be more tolerant. Don't put too much emphasis on single words. Like I said, actions speak louder than words. If somebody just says the word bitch, then don't put a stamp on him, don't judge him for what he says. Especially me, because yes, it bothers me if people think bad about me for whatever reason, and I really don't like it, because I kind of try to be a nice guy. And yeah, okay, I almost talked for 2 hours straight. I didn't think it would turn out to be that well. I hope it recorded properly, otherwise I will be very, very pissed. But anyways, yeah, that's it. Let's do another rundown of my neighborhood. There's the end of my balcony. And there's the other end of my balcony. I'm just going to show myself in camera. There's the sun. Ooh, why is the sun so dark? Dark sun. We in Germany have a black sun. No, you know. Anyways, oh, there's a finger. Hello. Anyways, I thank you for watching or for listening. I hope I didn't scare people away or whatever. Like I said, I'm kind of a good guy. I do my best to make people around me happy. And yeah, don't know why people always get things wrong or whatever, or haters. I don't understand haters. Anyways, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see each other soon. So take care and goodbye.